Hi there, I'm Johanna Munson, Peace of Mind Guide, and I can't wait to share some actual tools and results that are part of my process. So let's get started. I'm lighting a candle here, as I do at the beginning of each session. Talking about our final transition is sacred work, and I honor that by bringing in this flame. I'll often start with a reading that centers us and helps us set aside this time together from our daily life. When we first meet, we'll go through this checklist just to see where you are. It's got 4 sections that cover the health, legal aspects, social emotional work, and what your wishes are for the end and beyond. Yeah, I know. I've heard people say that I don't care what happens after I'm gone. I won't be there. But those who are there and have to take care of you would love to have a roadmap to follow. It's an amazing gift. So some of the mind things, you may have an old out-of-date will and are not sure who has the original anymore. Maybe you completed an advance directive or living will years ago and are not sure where that is, but that's about it. Or none of that has been addressed. Don't worry, you're not alone. If you don't have a will or trust and need one, we'll start that process of finding a lawyer right away, as getting the whole thing done can take several months. There are free online tools I can show you as well. Then we turn to the deep dive stuff, starting with identifying your values using this tool from the Willow End of Life Educator Program. I am a licensed Willow End of Life educator. If you've been to any of my workshops, you know that Willow tools are fantastic for getting to the heart of what really matters to you. As I mentioned yesterday, having this solid foundation of who and what matters to you ensures that all the decisions you'll be making are in alignment with who you really are. And you can use these values as a checkpoint for the rest of your life. There are lots of advance directives or living will forms out there. You may have heard of the 5 wishes, but I really like this End of Life Washington document. They have great forms on their website, so we get that done pretty soon from the beginning. Of course, it depends on your state. I do work via Zoom with people all over the US and Canada, and sometimes we need to pick a different form. So I really love their values worksheet. It outlines what quality of life means to you. So the advance directive outlines your medical wishes, and the advanced one, the one from End of Life Washington, also assigns a medical power of attorney. It contains a HIPAA release and more. So it's super easy for medical staff to see your wishes. And I do provide a list of who copies of that should go to. So by this time, we're at the 3rd of the 5 sessions that we'll have together, and our conversations will have covered so much more than just the checklist items. For example, talking about end-of-life choices can lead to questions about death with dignity, or what's called medical aid in dying. In my role as a volunteer for End of Life Washington, I lead presentations on this. My father chose to stop eating and drinking at age 86, as his quality of life was not where he wanted it to be, and he knew that it would only decline further. This is known as VSED, Voluntary Stopping Eating and Drinking, and it's legal in all states and Canadian provinces. These are hard conversations, but I am someone who's willing to go there with you and be a compassionate listener. Okay, back to the tools. This is the Peace of Mind Planner, a notebook that contains all the information that your people need to know. Imagine having all of that in one place. You can see some of the tabs here. There's about, 18 of them or something. And I've developed a spreadsheet that you fill out. And that way, if your information changes, you just print out a new sheet instead of crossing it out in the book. We also make sure you have a password management system, whether that's physical, writing it down in a notebook, or digital. So where do you store all of this? Well, I recommend this fireproof go bag, and I'll give you a list of things to put in it, documents, supplies, etc. So depending on how much time we have and whether there's interest, we will also do a dementia directive, and I have several versions of that we can work with. All right, on the heart and soul side of things, I bring in some more Willow tools, such as the 5-minute legacy love letter. We can take a look at 9 things to include in your departure directions if you want to pre-plan some of your funeral and memorial service. And then there's this beautiful how to write your heart will, and those questions come through throughout the process. So it is a lot. If you're feeling overwhelmed at this point, I understand. It's significant emotional work to face up to not being here with those we care about, doing the things we love, experiencing the joys and sorrows of being human. This is what makes me what makes me unique comes in. I see doing this work as an opportunity to grow spiritually, not in a religious sense, but in connection to our higher self. I have been a spiritual seeker since I was young and have engaged in deep study of a variety of religious traditions. Whether you have a faith tradition or not, identifying your beliefs about what happens after death, if anything, is actually a path to peace of mind. These conversations are some of the most meaningful and beautiful ones that we'll have, and can lead to powerful transformations. Oh yeah, spirits from the other side have been known to show up. I have mediumship capabilities, and sometimes these spirits may visit us during a session. They're not judgmental or negative, nothing to be afraid of. They're souls who have returned to spirit form, and they have a sort of eagle-eye view of things and can offer us beautiful insights. And we don't go there if you're not interested. So that's a taste of what it's like to work with me. I'll put a link in the email where you can see the details of my program on my website. It's called the End of Life Peace Plan, but I'm thinking I should rename it the Peace of Mind Now program, as that's what you'll experience when you've completed it. In peace.